Then, other than the outbursts, from that second personality or third person, depending on how many demons are there, a person can begin sometimes to leave a normal life, and these things come out. Again, Annalise Michelle, no, I'm not at the end because of her state. But again, there's no one model of possession.
Right.
And then lastly, sometimes they'll experience hallucinations, shadows, noises, and voices. Again, if you're experiencing out there paranormal activities such as shadow people or noises or voices, it does not mean there's necessarily a demon, doesn't mean that the devil's coming for you. But these are some, because there could, again, these are just signs that we look for as guideposts to the demonic.
Okay. It's a good point too, because just because somebody's experiencing it, they could be mentally ill.
Yes.
However, we've seen that sometimes it'll go hand in hand.
Yes. Yes, because of the weakened state of mental illness, sometimes a demon may take advantage of that. And it's a great place to hide so that no one will ever deal with that. I dare say, and I believe with Father Amorth, that I believe there are people in mental institutions that, that have spiritual problems as well. I'm not saying in all cases. There is mental illness, and the church is very particular about having a full psychiatric evaluation before they will ever grant an exorcism.
Right, nice.
Which doesn't happen in all other places, but the Catholic Church does demand that.
Right. Lou, you had some questions also.
Sure. Can you briefly explain the difference between exorcism and deliverance, Father?
Okay. Again, exorcism, as I've said, is the full possession of the person. Okay, the demon or demons are inhabiting the body. It's very dangerous because now they're using that as their hands and feet and eyes and mouth. It becomes a very dangerous thing, again, because of the extraordinary strength, because of their superior knowledge, of things, and they can manipulate, again, for full possession because of the danger, and because the church, again, wants to be sure that it's done right, and that the person who's doing it, knows what they're doing. Mm-hmm. It has to be assigned by the bishop. Anything else, any of the other activities such as oppression, obsession, infestation, and all of that can be done by a priest by blessing the house or praying for healing over the person. Mm-hmm. For that, you don't need the bishop's approval. Okay. And those are called deliverances.
Thank you. Now, what is your personal opinion on the Annalise Michelle case? Many people have called it fake or fraud. What do you think about that?
I think that it's an authentic case, just by what I'm seeing. I think it's hard to watch that and not be moved to say there's something out of the ordinary, extraordinary, devious going on there. Problem is, it happened in the 70s. The 70s is when psychology was just hitting, especially in the church. People were questioning at that point in the 70s miracles, the devil, demons, and all of that. And I think in a lot of ways the churches were trying to downplay that because they were afraid of being cast as, they're medieval and Middle Ages, and they were up at the times. And so I think she got caught into that whole decade of that. And in the end, the church said it was not. The local church said it was not authentic, but I fully believe it is. It just
I think after hearing what you did on the audio, and talking about the 70s, they were less knowledged. The paranormal that we're in was not. They didn't have all the equipment we do. And
they didn't have the ability to fake stuff like they do now with the audio stuff. They can amplify everything. Back in the 70s, they didn't have the ability to amplify anything that she was actually experiencing and saying during that tape.
Right.
Right.
So, it's touch and go. I tend to believe it was real.
Yeah.
So, we are starting to run short of time. There's so much that we want to touch on with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to end for now. And the next show, we're going to continue with dangers of the paranormal, all sorts of different areas that, you know, especially paranormal groups should be aware of. And I'm sure most are, but I'm sure there's some out there that just aren't. So with that, we're going to wrap up for tonight. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Don't forget to look under your beds and in your closets before you go to sleep, because you never know who or what is in there with you. Thank you, Father Bob, for being with us.
You're welcome. It's great to be here.
I'm your host, Jake.
And I'm Lou.
Good night.
Good night.